Hey guys, how the hell are you? Welcome back to Arnold Drinks. My name is Arnold. Tonight, I drink. Tonight, I am drinking a Maker's Mark Private Selection. This is known as their SRS Blooper. What does SRS stand for? I don't know! But, like other Private Selection bottles from Maker's Mark, this is essentially a store pick where a particular retailer decided on a stave profile to go into a particularly special barrel that they had purchased. This particular one is 111.7 proof, which means it has an alcohol by volume content of 55.85%. Let's see, bottling date was March 2020, according to the label. The stave profile is 6 seared French cuvee, 1 Maker's Mark 46, 1 roasted French mocha, and 2 toasted French spice. In theory, what should happen from this is a wonderful melange of several different flavor notes, both in the aroma and in the actual palate itself. Let's check it out and let's see what we're working with here. So of course there's a little bit of an ethanol that's hitting the nose just a little bit, but it's bringing along with it notes of creme brulee. That's really interesting. That's awesome. A little bit of dried fruit in there, a little bit of anise, maybe? A lot of wood. There's a lot of oaky character in the aroma. Not necessarily a bad thing if done correctly, and let's hope that this is done correctly. Let's hope, I say, as you see, I've had quite a bit of this bottle already. I kind of know a little bit of what's coming, but it has been a little bit since I've touched this bottle, so maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Super thick and viscous mouthfeel, kind of coating the mouth. The finish is still going right now. So definitely a bit of alcohol burn, a little bit of cinnamon that's in there. Definitely getting those same notes that I had in the aroma as far as a creme brulee. That baking spice, the anise is in there quite a bit. Very oaky. It definitely does have a pretty strong oaky characteristic. Is it an overpowering oakiness? I would not say so. I would say it's a little bit more balanced out by the sweeter notes, the caramel, the vanilla that's in there, a little bit of toffee that's in there. I keep going back to the creme brulee. There's definitely a bit of that that's in there. In my opinion, the alcohol is just a little bit overpowering on this. It definitely has a sweeter characteristic to it, but at the same time, the oaky character of it is just kind of making it a bit bolder. It's giving it a little bit more of a spicier note to it, especially on the back end. Definitely getting that cinnamon, definitely getting a little bit of a peppery note. Like, you know what? Now that the finish is kind of settling a little bit, I'm getting a little bit more of like a sort of peppery finish as opposed to the cinnamon that I was describing earlier. It's very, very nice. It's very complex, and that thick, viscous mouthfeel is definitely adding to that overall experience a little bit. Just for the sake of trying something, let's add in a few drops of water to what we have left here. Gonna add in ever so slightly, just maybe, let's do 4 drops into what we've already got here. Damn, the legs that are on the Glencairn glass too. Swirl it around and it's just gobs that sort of oily characteristic that's just flowing down the Glencairn, even after dropping in those drops of water. Alright, see, dropping in those drops of water, you lose quite a bit of the ethanol character on the aroma, and you're left a lot more of that sort of English toffee note. A little bit more of that anise is coming out. Ever so slightly, now we've got a little bit of a brown sugar note that's coming out too. Adding a little bit of water brings out a slight waxiness to the aroma too. Don't quite care for that, I'll be honest. So even dropping in some drops of water Still super thick and viscous mouthfeel. Super long finish. It's still going right now. Definitely a lot more of the toffee note that was in there. Just a lot of spicy, woody note that's in there now. It's kind of funny, when I initially opened up this bottle several months back, dropping in a few drops of water brought out a lot more of the creme brulee, a lot more of the caramel and vanilla notes that were in there. Now it seems to be bringing out a lot more of the oakiness, a lot more of the wood. It's a spicy wood note too, so not necessarily a very sweet note, just something that's more balanced but leaning more towards the woody side. Definitely, I would not call this a dessert bourbon. You know, it just is what it is. It's a very, very solid bourbon. It's just a little bit heavier in the wood content than I typically go for. At the same time, definitely easy sipping, definitely very, very enjoyable. So as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and as always, please remember, take what you do seriously, do not take yourselves too seriously.